Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Mandy, and I like to share videos with you guys on just how I create my planner or planner inserts to be just helpful in our lives, in our busy lives, or even if they're not, just to be more productive, intentional with our time that we have here. So welcome and thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you guys basically just an overview of how I'm getting my planner ready. It is a little bit of a longer process than this, obviously, because I am not fast forwarding, but I am making the time go faster here. So this is exactly what I sat down and did on this, I want to say it was a Saturday afternoon, to prepare for my week. And I thought it'd be fun to show you guys all the different things that I do and to just kind of voice over and talk to you guys about what I'm doing. So every week is a little bit different. I'm not the type of planner that wants to use the same exact planner every week. And I'm going to say unfortunately, because I kind of wish that I could just be settled with one planner for a long time. But it's just not me. I like to change it up. I like to try different things. I like to create my own thing. So if you are here because of my Etsy shop, then you know that already. But in my Etsy shop, I have a lot of different planners that I have used because it's just fun to me. So right now I'm using my weekly farmhouse, neutral farmhouse weekly, and I'm just kind of playing around with stickers. I haven't really played around with stickers too much with this one. I love that it's neutral and that I can just kind of print it and go. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of see where I can put some stickers. And it's also helpful for me to try these types of things out, so that way when I think of creating them for my shop, I try to have in mind that people will most likely want to use stickers as well. But then I also try to create things that you don't have to use stickers for. So, having a combo of both can be a little tough. So I thought it'd be fun to try that out. And even just doing this voiceover right now, I'm like, oh, that green box is just bugging me so much. I should have put it a little higher or lower or whatever. But, there's stickers of all different sizes. And I think I'm using color boxes here, I think. I'll have to look at that and post it in the description below. But so this is what I kind of end up doing when I start my planner week, is over the weekend at some point, maybe even Friday, I print out the ones that I really want to use. So in the beginning of this video, you saw me on my computer just kind of going through and printing out the ones that I wanted to use for the week, making some adjustments, because as you can see at the bottom there, I have actually put my portion control boxes at the bottom, and that's not a usual thing to have down there. That's because I have access to making these how I want them to be, but in my shop that's not in there, just so you know. But I am planning on keeping track of my foods this week a little bit better. And although I cannot just go straight from not keeping track to completely putting every single meal in the app and writing every single meal down, this is a nice little step towards that. Is if I have a carb at lunch, I check off a carb box. If I have a fruit or veggie, I check off that box. So that's why I like that system and why I want it on my weekly. So after putting a few different stickers on my weekly there, I went over to my neutral farmhouse faith planner. Now this is I like this setup so much because it has a running list for gratitude and a running list for prayers. And that is how I have used some of the Happy Planner ones in the past, but always ran out of space or whatnot. So then I went to using a whole page for a day and thought, I don't know if that was really necessary, because I kept writing the same gratitude and prayers down and then just adding. And I thought, you know what, it'd be kind of cool to have like a whole weekly spread where I could just add on to my daily gratitude and prayers. And when I pray, look over this spread and kind of include the things I've already written. I don't have to rewrite them now. I do believe there's a lot of benefit in rewriting things, especially for how my brain works. When I write things down, it just remembers things so much better. But since daily faith reading for me can be one of those habits I really want to do more of, seems like I'm always trying to do more anyway, I felt like this was a good balance. So I'm just decorating it with some flowers since it's spring now, and I want to get a good, colorful spread there. Now, here are a couple dailies that I'm going to set up for the week as well, mainly because I'm trying to track those foods still, you guys, and I really want to make sure that I have access to a couple daily sheets in case I have a busy day. By no means am I going to have to use these if I don't want to, but I definitely wanted to set some up so that way they're just easy to pull. And as you can tell, these are going with the theme of neutral farmhouse, which is all in my shop. If there is something you can't find, let me know and I will guide you there or see if I need to add it to my shop. But this is one of my favorites. I really love the setup of this daily because just having that box at the top if I want to write down a goal or mantra or something, and then the long to-do list, my food tracking. I mean, it's kind of got everything that I need there. This one in particular, being so detailed, may not be in the shop, but in just a few minutes, you're going to see like a note page that's set up very similar to that. And that is something I like to use for dailies as well. Now, as you can tell, I am going back to the previous week, and this is something I always do every week. I look at my previous week's to-do lists, and I rewrite the things that I didn't get done, or I take what, say, like did get done from the list. Obviously, I'm not going to rewrite it, but I write the next step. So for example, YouTube and Etsy, like for example, if there's a video and I did one of the steps for it, I kind of need to do the next step, and I will write that down here. However, this list is more of a broad list. It's kind of like the actual thing that needs to get done, or next few steps, I should say, in those areas, because I have, like I said, you're going to see in just a few minutes a notes page for YouTube and Etsy. But I really love having this page as part of either, this could be a monthly page, but right now I've been using it as a weekly, just because I do like to rewrite the things I don't get done, because it's kind of like my accountability for myself. Like, hey Mandy, why is this on here for 3 weeks in a row? But I also just love having that list that I can have ongoing as well. And it's got a lot of different sections for categories. So we are moving on to dating the planner, which is necessary. Sometimes I forget about that. And for this week, I wanted to make sure that I used the lines underneath each day for like a to-do list on that day, like whatever comes up. So if you were to compare this to a daily, it would be all of the things that come up in your day that you would write on your to-do list for your daily. So it's definitely a combo of kind of like a daily on my weekly, but I wanted to set up a couple of those other daily pages in case this was too much. So let me know in the comments below if you guys can relate to this. Sometimes weeklies can just have a lot going on, and when you have good intentions when you go into your planner, but when you look at it, you're like, whoa, like I'm reminded of all the things that I need to do and didn't get to do, and what was that again that I went into my planner for? It's like, what was the purpose again? Just like when you have an intention to open your phone and check an email or add something to your grocery list, but then you see something else and you totally forgot what you originally went in there to do. That happens to me a lot, I've been noticing. I don't know if it's mom brain or just kind of the way that I'm my brain is, working, but I do that when I go into stores, and it's just funny learning about yourself as you grow. But that is something that I struggle with. So let me know if you can relate to that, which is probably why I need all the lists in the world. But right now I'm writing down my dinner options. As you can see above there, my meal plan page is open. So I'm writing down the different ideas that I had written down a couple days before this, since I assign a certain day of the week to meal plan. I just kind of sit down with my afternoon coffee, my phone in case I want to look for Pinterest recipes or Beachbody recipes, usually a cookbook or two, and I just try to relax with my meal planner page and write down some ideas. Sometimes I write them in my phone, and that's when I add to the grocery list and everything. So I kind of already have a plan, and that's what you can see in the top right there. I actually really, really like having it in the top right, because usually I look at the top box, whatever day I'm in, and I think to myself, okay, what's today, what's going on today, and what's for dinner. And if you've seen any of my dailies that I've actually typed in, a lot of them say today is and what's for dinner, because that is honestly you can have the day go so well, and then 3, 4, 5 rolls around and you're like, oh, I have to do dinner. I haven't gotten anything prepared. I didn't even think about that. So that is a way that I like to try to combat that. Okay, now we're in those note pages that I mentioned to you guys. I love these pages. I have them in the shop. I'm trying to think if I have them as a daily or as a part of a bundle, but if you are looking for these and you can't find them, like I said, just let me know and I will. I'm working on getting a lot of my pages in as a one pager instead of, I know people like bundles. So let me know, what do you guys like? Do you guys like bundles, or do you guys like it when you can just buy the one page you want? So let me know. But these I think they're just so nice. Okay, so one, because I can use them as a daily and I'm done with them after the day, or if I use them as a daily, I can actually use them for a couple days, and I'll do that too as well. If you didn't watch my last video on dailies, I will set them up to be like a weekend type of thing. And usually I'll set up a daily and I'll be like, I'm not done with this daily, so I'll use it the next day. I'm just going back and forth here, aren't I? I'm watching this over again, trying to do a voiceover is one of the hardest things I've had to do here. Okay, so I am going to set up those other pages in just a second, but I'm going to start talking about them now. So those note pages are one of my favorites because I basically can use them as a daily. I can use them as something like this right here where I am using it for YouTube. And when I did this page, I intended for it to just be for the week. Well, I actually am still using it in my planner, and this is a voiceover a week later. Basically, they are just the best note pages because they have a few different sections. They have a way to kind of keep yourself on track in a category. If you don't use them as a daily for multiple things, you can use it like I just showed you, where I use it for one category and I keep it until I'm done with it. And that honestly has been really fun to use those pages. So I'm getting rushed off because my video is over now and I'm not good at timing voiceovers, but I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you'll return for the next one. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up button. Hope you have a wonderful, blessed, beautiful day. Bye, guys.